Welcome one and all to Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 555. I'm your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn, here as always with suspenders set to maximum stun. I swear, I'm never going to learn. It just happens. It just keeps happening. I was shooting footage earlier today for my Far Harbor series, which is why I had the microphone audio muted, because I was recording the audio from my desktop computer. It doesn't matter. Whatever, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just glad to have you guys here today. Gonna be a great show. We're going to be streaming Half-Life Alyx. Yeah, there we go. We're going to be streaming Half-Life Alyx later today at 8 o'clock. So because it takes me about 5 minutes to get the headset on and fire up the game and move my furniture around and all of that, we're going to end Scotch and Smoke Rings at 8 o'clock Pacific. Take about 5 minutes to get Half-Life Alyx fired up, and then we'll start a brand new live stream at around 8:05 or so with part 4 of Half-Life Alyx, all right? I'm pretty excited. Based on suggestions in chat, I bought a device and installed it onto my mask that unclips me. I'm wireless now. I'm no longer hooked up to my computer via wires. And I've made sure that my batteries are fully charged. And so yeah, I'm excited to try that out today. So good to see the familiar cast of characters here on the program. We've got mods, Weird Beard and Chininator, and regulars and members, Deuteronomus, Error 404, No Name, Barry LeCount, Ethan H, 200 Angel, MeWe, Jay-Z, Rachel, Megan M, Deuteronomus. Did I say Deuteronomus already? I think I might have. Sebastian, Laurie. So good to see everybody on the program today. Now, big updates. Well, first, Error 404 says my volume is all the way up when you did that. Sorry, Error 404. I probably blasted you. Oh, now I feel bad. All the people who thought that maybe it was their audio and it was down, so they started cranking it up, and then all of a sudden, welcome! Probably freaking out. Josh Bunton says, Ox, we were enjoying watching you dance. I'm sure you were. Dancing all over the place with no context. No Name says, we need to get you a turn on mic post-it note. Yeah. Oh, I need to make an emoji for members. A turn on microphone emoji to let me know when the microphone is dead. Miwe says, can't be too much super chat. Some weirdness happened with my money this month. But hello, Ox. Sorry to hear about the weirdness with your money. I hope it all works out. Don't worry about the super chats. I'm just glad you're here. Thank you very much, Miwe. The Dark Seraph says, did you hear about the chameleon who couldn't change color? He had a reptile dysfunction. It's the first time I've heard that one, I have to say. And it was great. Thank you, The Dark Seraph. So we're starting this early, huh? 5 minutes into the program and we're already doing the dad jokes. What can I expect, right? That was great, Seraph. Thank you. Adrian Parker says, hope all is going well. Things are going great over here in the Oxhorn household. Thankfully, everyone in the household is healthy. A few of the kids have some snivels, but it's also the end of cold season, and that's normal. Aside from that, yeah, no fevers, nothing crazy. We're isolating, staying isolated. I haven't left this house in like 3 weeks now. Or is it 4 weeks? I don't know. It's been a long time. I usually go to the nearby coffee shop to get a coffee, and I haven't done that in forever. And it feels like ages and ages and ages. So we're isolating, and, it's getting old, but it's what we got to do. Just the name of the game. Guardsman J. Bravo says, I know you're a Scotch man, and so am I, but you should try Jameson Irish whiskey, especially Special Cask. It's good. You've finally gone wireless, so we don't need to see you trip over everything. Aw. Well, I mean, I am going to go wireless, but I still have the boundaries of my office here to contend with. And many of the gaffes while I'm playing the VR games is me bumping into things, which I'll still continue to do. So you have that to look forward to, Jay Bravo. You're welcome. Jay-Z says, Ox, I'm so excited for Wastelanders. Are you? Seen the new trailer? Hope you're doing well. From what I've seen, you should go in with an existing character. And I will. I'm going to be going in with an existing character. They do have a bunch of content new for players who are brand new to the game. But they also, much of the new content is for existing characters as well. Basically, from what I've heard, and I haven't played it yet, but from what I've heard, along the path of the main story from Fallout 76, they've sprinkled a number of NPCs to color the previous experience to give it more interest. And to shed some light on the two new major factions that have arrived with Wastelanders, the Settlers faction and the Raiders faction. So then, after we finish that, we get to the content that's Wastelanders, like the main quests in Wastelanders. That's as far as I know. I could be completely wrong about that. But speaking of Wastelanders, that brings up next week. Wastelanders is dropping next week, on the 14th to be precise, and I have planned to stream Wastelanders every day for a long time. We're going to be getting through the entire DLC for Fallout 76. I'm going to be capturing footage. It's going to be great. So we have that to look forward to. It is going to interrupt my regular schedule of content. All other live streams are canceled. My lore videos are canceled while I focus on Wastelanders. Then, once I come to grips with the DLC and I understand it and I've got my footage, we'll start doing lore videos on Wastelanders. That is the plan. Jomathy says, eat your cereal. Thank you, Jomathy. Cereal is good. Kiagu-san says, silent intros, the Oxhorn staple. Never change, man. I guess I won't. At this long, episode 555, and I still can't remember to unmute my microphone. This is for MeWe, says Tilly. Aw, thank you, Tilly. That's very kind. And Douglas Delegard says, hey, Ox, good to see you, Douglas. No Name says, how do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. Scotch! Cheers! That one demands a scotch. Bottoms up. Guardsman J. Bravo says, I've been isolated too. I'm going a bit squirrely. No, I know how you feel. Thankfully, I have all of this to distract me. I can sit down and work on a lore video or work on a live stream. But it's tempting to not crack open a tab and look up the latest horrible news or see where the economy is at or hop in the car to get a coffee, you know. I gotta stay focused. Error 404 says, whenever the cashier at the grocery store asks my dad if he would like the milk in a bag, he replies, no, just leave it in the carton. We did go over the whole milk in a bag thing last week. I was flummoxed that in Canada you buy milk in a bag. It seems beyond me, but hey, that's the reality. But your dad, I mean, that's a dad joke, all right. Congratulations on having a great dad. Josh Bunton says, here's for the TP and Coffee Fund. Wait, that should be the title of the second stream, lol. Half-Life Alex, Oxhorn's TP and Coffee Fund. Maybe. The Easy Life says, hey, Oxhorn, got stuck under quarantine and got into playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I binge-watched your entire Far Harbor series. Loved it to death and can't wait for your Fallout 4 main story series. Stay healthy. Thank you, The Easy Life. I'm looking forward to doing the Fallout 4 main story series. It's going to happen later. I'm going to be focusing on Wastelanders. I also need to finish up Far Harbor. I at least have 2 more videos. Those will be coming out this weekend. Maybe more, depending on the time that I have. Nick Barnhouse says, hello, Ox. So bummed that I can't stay up for tonight's live stream. I started work back up, so I got used to watching every week. But here's the tip, as always. Thank you, but you know what? I'm glad you're back at work. It's good that you're able to get back to work, so congratulations. I'll miss you, but I'm glad you were able to stop on by. Guardsman J. Bravo says, you know, my wife is really mad that I have no sense of direction. So I packed up my stuff and... Right? God. Why? I had to double check. I did a double take. I'm like, Did he spell that right? Oh, he must have made a mistake. Oh. Thank you, Jay Bravo. Nobody. What? It's so dumb. Nobody of consequence says, howdy, Ox. Sorry you can't stick around for the full program, but I'm really looking forward to some more Red Dead. Thank you for being awesome. You're welcome, my friend. We've got some Red Dead Redemption 2 tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. Welcome, new member, Fanta, 1996. Guardsman J. Bravo says, our jokes drive him to drink. Drive him to drink. Cheers. It's the name of the game today. Jay Bravo says, did you end up looking up how milk in a bag works? Yeah, somebody tweeted out to me a video of how it works. I still don't understand it. Like, I mean, why? Now you've got this pitcher at home that you've got to keep at home forever. And it's specially designed for that one function, which is milk in the bag. Just, with any other jug, you could use it for multiple things. But not this one. No, this is the bag of milk jug. Special. Anyway, Chaos Envoy says, evening Ox, evening Chaos. Good to see you. Mark Eric Lane says, been sad ever since Bernie dropped out. Thank you for lifting my spirits in tough times. Have a drink on me. Thank you very much. I know many people are bummed with the news and even more bummed with the inevitable reality of what that means. But we're all here to just enjoy video games and each other's company. So it's good to have you on the program, my friend. Hector says, Ox, would you like to see a pre-war Fallout game? Yeah, I would. I'd love to see a pre-war Fallout game. Pre-war lore is one of the most fascinating aspects to me of the franchise. Welcome, new member, Trevor Rob. Good to see you. Thank you for the tip, Don Creep. Rob Colley says, did you catch that the director is Audie's assistant? He said Jesse was there to interview for it when they first met. Yeah, no, I caught that. From the very beginning, Jesse was interviewing for the assistant of the janitor, which is why Audie sent her on all of those janitorial missions. What does that mean? Maybe we'll find out more in the next DLC for Control. Guardsman J. Bravo says, we have another jug of chocolate milk. It's blue. We have another jug for chocolate milk, and it's blue. What? You've got two special jugs? What do you do for strawberry milk? Is it pink or lime green? What do you do for coffee creamer? You have a special coffee creamer thimble? The Canadian creamer thimble? No Name says, if milk comes in a bag, where do the missing children go? It's a great question. Canadians missing out on the opportunity to seek help finding lost children. Maybe there are no missing children in Canada. I don't know. Happy Tater says, this is my time joining an Oxhorn stream. This is indeed your time, Happy Tater. Thank you so much. Welcome to the program. Dude in a Mask Chad says, hey, Ox, I was wondering, do you still play 76? I do. I haven't logged in a while because I've been focusing on Far Harbor. And so I've been logging into Fallout 4 to get all my footage for Far Harbor. But we'll be logging in to Fallout 76 come next week to make more lore videos. MeWe says, Canada sells both milk bags and milk cartons. Okay, so it's up to your personal preference. Options are always good. I like options. Jay Bravo says, cream doesn't come in a bag. I can't say I've seen a bag of strawberry milk, and when kids go missing, an emergency alert goes out over all platforms. I'm learning a lot about Canada today. Thank you to all the Canadians filling me in on bagged milk and milk pitchers and the Canadian kidnapped child alert system. The showcase says, how long will this be? So we stream for an hour. An hour-long Q&A, and then after the Q&A, we dive into the game. I'm looking forward to Half-Life Alyx. It's frustrating because I've got Alyx installed and I've got my VR set up, good to go. And sometimes I just kind of want to play it for fun. But no, I've got to save it. I'm streaming it, and I don't want to spoil it for myself, so I'm saving it. Veroxa says La Aurora cigar, right? Yep. Smoking the usual La Aurora y Leon Carajo today. Eric says, have you seen the new trailer for 76? I have. Looks great. I am excited. John Augustine says, when is the next Red Dead Redemption 2? Tomorrow morning. 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. Sir Charles says, perfectly preserved pie in 76. Any thoughts? There's one that you can get atop West Tech, I believe, by a painter's station. Jay Bravo says, it's the same alert system for disasters as well. If your cell phone is turned off, it turns it on and gives you the message. Creepy, but it works. That is a bit creepy. Good to know that it works. How are things there? Hope you're safe, says Eliza Wolf. We're doing well, and we're very safe. Thank you very much for asking. Hope you're safe as well. None of your beeswax says, Ox without suspenders in VR was strange. I'm glad you're back to hat and suspenders for another great Scotch and smoke rings. Thanks for the great content, sir. You're welcome, my friend. I will be. I'm always back for suspenders and hat during Scotch and smoke rings, but it's difficult to wear both while I'm doing VR. Welcome new member, Melissa Erickson. Good to have you on the program. No Name says, last one I promise. I bought some shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I was tripping all day. Ugh. The pain. Oh, that one hurt. Oh. Rachel says, did you ever get your tenderizer in 76? No. I never got the tenderizer. I got mods for the tenderizer, but I never did get my tenderizer. Blindside says you can buy bagged milk in Wisconsin. All right, I'm learning things about the United States of America today. That's great. Brett Buss says, good evening, Ox. My local liquor store was closed today, so I only have a couple of Four Locos from a 7-Eleven. So keep the deaths to a minimum tonight. Lamau. Oh, dear. I'll try not to die so that you don't get sauced or even plastered, Brett. I'll do my best. CG Jiff, welcome new member. Michael Johnson says, Ox, my birthday is tomorrow. As a warning, if I could get a shout out, how about I give you a shout out now? Shout out to your birthday tomorrow. I'm probably not going to remember it tomorrow, but good to have you on the program now, and happy birthday ahead of time. Chaos Envoy says, so Red Dead for about 1 p.m. Eastern time zones. 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific is 1. Yeah. 1 Eastern, I believe. There's a delay in the chat, so I always know when you guys finally get to the part where I read a joke or something, because then you crack up in chat. Classic Gamer says, Oxhan, why you call live streaming smoking for? Well, that's a difficult question to answer. Mainly because it's always been a hobby of mine. And I like to share my hobbies with the world. And I share my gaming hobbies. And I enjoy my cigar. It's not healthy. I'm never going to say it's healthy. But it's something I enjoy. And that's why I do it. Phonograph says, what game tonight? We're going to be playing some Half-Life Alyx. Fanta 1996 says, will you still be doing Red Dead Redemption when Wastelanders comes out, or will it be on pause? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Probably pause. We'll see. I mean, I really kind of got to get into Wastelanders to see how long it's going to take to get through the DLC. Probably I'm going to be focusing on Wastelanders, unless, if that changes, I'll let you know. If it changes, I'll let you know. The Easy Life says, French fries weren't made in France. They were cooked in Greece. I think I physically hurt after that one. Ouch. SPT Coates says, can you please tell me why fish stinks? I don't know. It's a great question, but I don't know the answer to that. Shininator says, dad joke, everyone drink. Doesn't have to be alcohol. It could be whatever you have on hand. Water. I have also come prepared with a giant tankard of water, so my Hydro homies will be proud of me. Cheers. Fanta says, thanks for letting me know. Love the Red Dead Redemption 2 series. I do too. It's become one of my favorite games of all time ever. And we've been having such a great time with the streams. Man, a lot has happened in the past 2 Red Dead Redemption 2 streams. We're talking story-wise. I mean, I've been doing multiple quests. I've been getting along, but the nature of the game has just changed so dramatically in the last 2 broadcasts. Wow. Rachel says, lol, Ox reading every comment like it's a dad joke now. I don't even know these things. I don't know what I'm getting into. I'll read it, and I'll try to read it ahead of time. And I don't know if it's a joke, and if I don't get it, I've got to kind of go through it slowly, because maybe I'll get it by the time I finish speaking it. But sometimes I don't. Like, I'll finish speaking it, and I still don't get it. And I'll just, all right, move on. Thank you for the joke. I don't get it, but thank you. James says, I'd like Vim and Nuka-Cola to be made for real. P.S. I play Fallout 4, not 76, but I love your content. Thank you, James. Vim and Nuka-Cola would be pretty great. I mean, I don't know about Captain's Blend. I would try all of the Vim and Nuka-Cola flavors, with the exception of Captain's Blend. Now that I know how it's made, I don't think I would try it. And Shoal.com says, this is not a dad joke. Cheers, Oxhorn. Thank you for the tip, Shoal.com. I am appreciative. Very kind. Laurie says, I used to hate facial hair, then it grew on me. Well, it does have a tendency to do that. Hard work keeping up facial hair. I mean, not shaving. Ugh, it's rough. Veroxy says, you can't run past tense. You can only ran because it's past tense. I see what you did there. Nice. Nice. Brad Buzz says, come on, Captain's Blend sounds delicious. I don't know. I don't even want to look at shellfish while drinking cola. That's just looking at the shellfish puts the scent in my mind. And that's not the scent I want to be thinking about while enjoying a peppery cola. No Name says, I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. Oh, this is going to be my night now. This is my entire night. Thank you, No Name. Sir Charles Sir Charles with the Mirelurk Den emote asks, what does this emoji mean? It's like the very first meme my channel ever spawned was, looks like a good spot for a Mirelurk Den. That's because it was in my video on thicket excavations. And in that video, X688 says it over and over and over again. We're killing all of the raiders and the Mirelurks, and around every corner he says, wow, this looks like a great spot for a Mirelurk Den. And every time he said it, I left it in the video. So that by the time the video was over, it became a meme. And viewers started writing that on all of my videos and on other Fallout 4 videos. So I decided to get a Mirelurk Den emoji. But I understand that if you're not in on it, you might not know what that is. Ulysses says, I really hate stairs. I'm taking steps to avoid them. Thank you. I swear, I've been doing this show for almost 10 years, but my family, they'll never remember about it. Every episode, I get at least one text, sometimes a phone call when I'm in the middle of a broadcast. It's like, you'd think people would know. Like, I haven't changed the time. I've been doing 7 o'clock on Thursdays for 10 years now, almost 10 years now. Hasn't changed. And my family still, they're not going to figure it out ever at this point. Fred Bradley says, tar and clad in kilt, laughed a bar one evening fair. Yes, that did indeed happen. He is referencing a video I made many years ago on a different channel back when I was doing World of Warcraft videos. Thank you, Fred. Good to have you on the program today. Laurie says, all right, not another dad joke. Which Fallout creature do you find the most fascinating from a lore perspective? The mole miner is high up there. Because they began as men and somehow fused with moles to become these strange creatures. I should probably do a video on them because I don't rightly know the full lore behind them. Of course, the Deathclaw is interesting. I'd love to know more about the intelligent talking mole rat from Fallout 2, the Brain. Talking Deathclaws are cool. Beelzebub's Buns says, hey Ox, when you're playing Alan Wake, that Death Rally poster in the lodge room was a reference to Remedy's first game they made, Death Rally. Oh, I had no idea. Cool. Josh Bunton says, Ox, I found episode 1 in my feed yesterday. I should probably take that episode down. It's not doing me any favors, this old 10-year-old episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Man, I should probably take it down. A strange Viking says, what do you call a fat psychic? A fortune teller. Thank you, a strange Viking. Vapid Prod Saber says, any way you could finish the Red Dead Redemption story before Wastelanders comes out? No, there's literally no way I could finish it. You have one more chapter left and it would only take 2 streams to finish. Really? Really? I didn't think I was that close to the end of the game. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. I got to get into Wastelanders before I know exactly how much of my time it's going to take up. We'll see. We'll see. Wyatt Gardner says, I love your books. Thank you, Wyatt. I do appreciate it. Wrote them many years ago. I've changed a lot since then, but I'm glad people are still enjoying the books. Laura says, no, don't take down iconic episode 1. I don't know how it survived. All of my other earlier episodes didn't survive. Like episodes 2 through 100 or something, like 2 through 75 are gone. And that's because I was broadcasting on a different platform. And by the time I went back to salvage them. That platform didn't exist. It was gone. So all my videos were gone. Lost to time. But I managed to salvage all of the others from like episode 150 up till now. Something like that. So I have no idea how episode 1 survived. I think I might have downloaded it knowing that I would want to keep it at some point. And then I uploaded it to YouTube years ago. Captain Sinclair says, "Hey, Oxhorn, I see we're on episode Common Writer Fies 555. Cheers from home." Thanks. If that's a movie or game or book reference, I don't get it. But thank you very much. Gustav says, "What's Irish and sits outside all day?" Patio furniture. Landberry says, "Sadie Adler is my favorite character from Red Dead Redemption 2. She's ruthless after you return from the island. Lore on the mole miners would be awesome, by the way." Yeah, maybe I should sit down and do that video. I also love Sadie Adler. She's pretty great. Rachel says, "Can you explain the premise of Machinima?" Yeah, so Machinima, back in the day, was the idea that you would make your own stories and your own songs and stuff using video game footage. So back when I was making Machinima, I didn't tell the stories of video games. I told my own stories using video game footage. So I had my own characters and I wrote my own songs. And my episodes followed the exploits of my 3 main characters, Staghorn, Oxhorn, and Mortus. And then I got to introduce other characters along the way, and they had their own specials, like Associate Professor Evil. Instead of Dr. Evil, he was Associate Professor Evil. Thunk, the ogre. Warlord Gorchuk, he wasn't even my character, but I made a video called Red Snapper, where I made fun of an existing NPC in the game. And then he was so popular that he became my character. Like, Blizzard took him out of the game. Not because of anything I did, but because the event was over. It was the opening of some sort of gate. Silithus? The Silithus gate? Something like that. And everyone on the server had to collect resources to open the gate, and we had to turn them in to a guy named Warlord Gorchuk. And it was mind-numbingly tedious. Even back then, I hated tedium in video games. So I made a video making fun of Warlord Gorchuk, and I gave him a unique accent, and he had to make an appearance in some of my later videos. I had a lot of fun back then, making Machinima. Mojave Courier says, "Vibing to Happy Times" by Bert Whedon now. Cheers. Cheers back at you, my friend. Ox, do you like Micah in Red Dead Redemption 2? Says Corndog. No, but I do like his voice actor. I realized recently that his voice actor did the vocal work of Dr. Harland Fontaine from L.A. Noire. Same actor. Micah, Dr. Fontaine. I was blown away. They're such different voices, but it's the same guy. Really well done. Tilly says, "What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?" A tire. Ah! Oh! Whoo! Thank you, Tilly. Cheers. Ginger Squatch says, "What server were you on in WoW?" Silverhand. I was on the role-playing server, of course. Silverhand. Horde. For the Horde. Sergeant Rock says, "Sir, I'm a Tacoma native. Went to UPS as well, University of Puget Sound for the uninitiated. Where are you at? I knew there was something familiar about your personality. I doubt you've met me before. I have been to Tacoma, but I never spent much time there. And I did not go to the University of Puget Sound. I went to the University of Washington. But I'm in the Seattle area now, and I've been here for a very long time. I recently moved, but I moved to somewhere in the Seattle area." Nathaniel Walker with a tip. Thank you, Nathaniel. Falcon says, "What's the background music? I love it." This is Dixieland music. It's actually from a family band. The band members are long gone now, but when the band was active, they would go on tours and do events and stuff locally, and they produced this little album, and I got their permission to use it as background music on some of my videos. But yeah, it's Dixieland music. Just Google Dixieland and you'll find more of it. Nick Fox says, it's so weird to see you. Your voice doesn't match the way you look. Looking good, though. Oh, how should I even take that? I'm looking good. That must mean my voice is awful. Man, I just got this, this awful voice. No, I actually get that a lot. I get that a lot. It's okay. I've come to terms with it. I don't look the way I sound. It's fine. A Strange Viking says, why did the man fall down the well? Because he couldn't see that well. I mean, it just keeps going. It's never ending. You guys, you're a fount, dare I say, wellspring of dad jokes. The Insomniac says, how are you preparing for the up-and-coming Great Depression 2.0? I have high hopes. When you're being realistic, there's always a temptation to be pessimistic, and I want to resist pessimism while remaining realistic. You certainly don't want to not be prepared. You certainly don't want to take lightly illness and viruses and financial insecurity. But I also don't want that to color my actions too much going forward. Like, I'm not about to build a nuclear fallout shelter in my backyard and start hoarding cans of beans. Some people do that. God bless them. I'm not hating on it. It's not my path. I don't want to get to that point. I have high hopes that, and here's the thing, the way I see it, people don't want businesses to go out, people to become unemployed, another depression to happen. And I know that sometimes that's out of our control, and maybe this is one of those times. But I don't think it is. I think it's the sort of thing where if people act responsibly and do their best to work from home when they can, I know that there are many businesses out there where you can't work from home, and so people still have to go out on a daily basis, putting themselves at risk. I understand that. But eventually, I think the economy will recover. So I don't think it's going to lead to a Great Depression. I could be wrong. You never know. It's hard to predict the future. So I want to take things seriously, but not be pessimistic. The AXW Wrestling says, here are my last 3 Australian dollars. Hope you're well. Thanks. No guilt there. We're in the middle of an international pandemic, and he gives me his last $3. Great. I'll enjoy those dollars without any guilt whatsoever. Thank you very much. Sergeant Rock says, I suppose I could have been clearer. Just your great personality and demeanor. I'm not upset. I was joking with you, my friend. Follow-up question, sir. When do ammo manufacturing machines become available? You have to have the construction workshop DLC. I believe it's the construction work. Which one was it? No. Was it? It wasn't Wastelander Workshop. It Contraptions, and it wasn't the Vaultec Workshop. It was Contraptions, I think. I think it's the Contraptions Workshop DLC for Fallout 4. So you have to download buy it, download the DLC, then you immediately have access to the manufacturing that you can set up in any settlement. If you want to see crazy manufacturing, check out my video on the Mechanist's Workshop settlement build that I did. I basically used the manufacturing toolkit to just turn it into a huge manufacturing hub. It was a lot of fun. David says, love your style. Thank you very much, David. I don't know if I would call what I have style, But whatever it is I have, I'm comfortable with it at this point. So I'm glad you are as well. Thank you very much. Chevalier Blade says, how much toilet paper do you have? We've got one package left. We ran out before our last grocery shipment, grocery trip. So we're trying to stay home as much as possible. So we're doing one grocery store trip a week. And our next one, I think, is tomorrow. Though I think we might actually be doing a delivery this time around, because this week and next week are supposed to be like really dangerous weeks for contagion and all that. So we might get it delivered. But I think we've got one package of toilet paper left over from what we got earlier this week. Contraptions Workshop, yes. Okay, that was Contraptions. Jassy says, how does a polar bear build his house? It glues together. It glues it together. I botched the delivery on that one. But thanks. Highlander says, do you know of any mods that will prevent you from dropping objects while you're running with them? For example, a body part or the auto butcher? No, I think that's an engine issue. I mean, the way they have it programmed in, where the heavier the object, the more drag it pulls on you. And just like in real life, if you use jerky movements while holding Z to carry an object, you can jerk away so fast that you drop the object. I think that's just part of the way the engine was built. I don't know of any mods that change that. Cryo Nerf Mods says, lore idea, big sea monster skeletons in Far Harbor. You know, I talked about some of those when I did my video on what's at the bottom of the ocean floor in Far Harbor, which I did many years ago. You should check it out. It's one of my most watched videos. And I pondered over what these animal carcasses would be. And everyone in the description said, Oxhorn, it's a whale. They're whale bones. So apparently everyone but me realized that they were whales, dead whales. Rachel says, any new props, or have you sworn off Etsy for good? Good. I don't have any new props. I haven't sworn it off for good. If something amazing catches my eye, I might indulge. But so far, no, nothing. Welcome new member, David Debergerac. Thank you, David. Sergeant Rock says, actually, you may know me. I was involved in the Frugal Gourmet lawsuit mess a while back. I mean, I would have to Google it. I'm not particularly familiar with it, but I'll look it up after the program. GC Jiff with a tip. Thank you, GC Jiff. I do appreciate it. Tilly says, if two vegans get in a fight, is it still considered a beef? Would you call it a soy? Oh man, my buddies, they got in a soy. A tofu, but that's too many syllables. Beef is one. You could call it a foo. Shorten tofu to foo. Oh, my friends, they got in a foo over some asparagus. I'm sorry. I should stop now before I get myself into trouble. Error 404, Game Not Found says, why did the coffee file a police report? It got mugged. Oh, God. Just don't stop. Joshua says, hey, try this song, Speak Easy. Love your stuff. There's a song called Speak Easy. All right, I'll make a note of it. Check it out later. Elleron says, you're isolated. Got an alien. Thankfully, we don't have an alien, though sometimes my cat does really creepy things. So we close our bedroom door at night so that the animals aren't wandering in and out at all times of night. And last night, we wake up at 3 a.m. hearing on our bedroom door, and then stop, pause, and it was the cat trying to get in because he was lonely and he wanted attention. He's scratching at our door. It was creepy though, the way the cat did it. Made me think of alien isolation. But that's as close as to an alien as we get in the Oxhorn household. Beelzebub's Buns says, have you been to Crater Lake in Oregon? Remedy designed Cauldron Lake in Allen Wake after visiting Crater Lake. Thank you for your awesome content. I have not been to Crater Lake, but I studied Crater Lake when I took a geology course in college. And of course, I live in the Seattle area, so I'm familiar with the Pacific Northwest. I realized that their Cauldron Lake was designed after Crater Lake. It was reminiscent to me. Sergeant Rock says, back, do you play tic-tac-toe? You take a tick and tack it to your toe. Bump. Oh, man, that one pained me. Hold on, I gotta recover. Thank you, Sergeant Rock. All right, 12 minutes, then we get to Half-Life Alex. Weird Beard says, follow-up question for you, Oxhorn. Other than Canada, the United Kingdom, and China, where else in the Fallout universe would you like to see game developers include lore or information from? Well, the Middle East, because in the original Fallout, they took the time to mention the Middle East specifically by saying that Europe and the Middle East descended into a bunch of warring city-states. So I would like to learn more about Europe, but I would also like to see what the Middle East looks like in the Fallout universe as a bunch of warring city-states warring over natural resources. That'd be pretty cool. All right, fine. Era 404 Gaming says, I don't have a carbon footprint. I just drive everywhere. Man, half the time I don't know if I should even read it because it's just, so bad. Thank you, Era 404. Clell Biggs says, I've told you this one before, but when do cops smell the worst? When they're on duty. I think I'm done. I think that's it. Can we put the cork back in the bottle of dad jokes, guys? I think that kind of ruined it for me now. Mark Eric Lane says the fattest night in Camelot, circumference. Why? Why? Oh, I can't do this in the middle of a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. I just can't. Welcome, new member, Joshua Hodges. Oh, my God. Oh, 9 minutes till we can actually play the game. Can we get through 9 minutes without a dad joke? I don't even know. You guys are making it hard. Circumference. Deep into the Mind says the lithium mines in South America. That would be cool to explore in the Fallout universe. Oxhorn is losing his mind, says Arrow 404. Oh, that was gone a long time ago. That's been gone for quite some time. Duder, pulling a line from Futurama, says, why does the moon rock taste better than an earth rock? Because it's a little meteor. Thank you, Duder. Train operator says, do you think that the NCR or any offshoots of the NCR could restore society across the former USA? Yeah, I think it's possible. It would be very difficult. I mean, they've had 200 years, and they've had to grow through so many different obstacles, including rival societies, but also just the frightening nature of the wasteland and its unprecedented dangers, right? I mean, the Founding Fathers didn't have to deal with death claws, right? So it's a different universe. But if anyone was able to do it, I think the NCR could do it. Shininator says, what's brown and sticky? A stick. Very true. Thank you, Shininator. Jordan says, my dad passed last week, and I come to watch your vids because you sound like him and act like him. I just love your vids and just you all in general. Well, Jordan, I'm very sorry to hear about your loss, but those are extremely kind words. Thank you very much for coming. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be around for quite some time. Can't get rid of Oxhorn that easily. No Name says, 3 unwritten rules of life. 1, 2, 3. I guess I don't get that one. ZX Fox says, Mom. Mom says, so he's setting up. A mother. Okay, a wife goes to her husband. How do I look, honey? With your eyes, he says. A classic, that. Thank you. Mac Bread says, love you, Oxhorn. Hope you're doing good during these times. Stay safe. I'm doing very well. You stay safe as well. I'm glad everyone is able to come to the program today. Rachel says, I call my horse Mayo, and sometimes mayonnaise. Why? Thank you, Rachel. Oh, where's my scotch? There it is. Cheers. Nicely done. Manuel Delp says they're unwritten, Ox. They're unwritten and I can't see them. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay. All right. Nice. You know, it's bad when you're starting to see repeats of dad jokes already spoken on the program, spoken by new members, new viewers. Fanta says that horse joke must have been spur of the moment. Oh, nice. Nice continuity there. Connecting the two. Love it. How much longer? 4 minutes. Okay, we can do this. Tilly says, I've been bored recently, so I've decided to take up fencing. The neighbors said they will call the police unless I put it back. As a neighbor would. Sounds like a fun pastime, though. A lot of work involved in fencing. Cardiovascular, you know. All those boards. Nathaniel Walker says, what's the difference between Fallout New Vegas and a car? Cars usually run on a while before they crash. Ah, okay. That one would also work well with Fallout 3. Nice. A Strange Viking says, what kind of car does a sheep like to drive? A Lamborghini. I almost said a Lamborghini. But that wouldn't have made sense because lambs don't go lamb. Lamb. They go ba. Ba. A Lamborghini. Three minutes. I'm counting them down. Sebastian says, hey, Ox, what do you call a fish with no eyes? A fish. I mean, that's accurate. None of your beeswax says a cruel vault experiment for Ox. Trapped inside a vault, exposed to dad jokes with no scotch. The scotch would get me through. So yes, that would be a cruel experiment. Brett Buss says we need an ox groan emoji. I don't even know what that would look like. It could probably be used out of context too. Dawson says, I was once arrested for walking in someone else's dream. That's an interesting talent to have. Might want to keep that to yourself, otherwise you might become redacted. Mark! I can't read that one on the chat. Circumference was okay. But what you... Now, I can't read that on the chat. I'm sorry. But thank you for your participation. 2 minutes! They're counting down the minutes. Chris says, are you into Westworld, Ox? If not, what do you like? I would probably be into Westworld if I had the time to watch it, but I haven't really sat down to watch it. I don't watch a lot of TV or Netflix. When I do, it's usually something I've watched already. I'll watch an old TV rerun or something while I'm waiting for a video to render or something like that. Chininator says, what does a vegetarian zombie eat? Grains. Yes, we went over these during Alan Wake on Monday. You guys came well prepared on Monday for dad jokes about zombies. And we went off for probably, what, an hour talking about what a zombie eats? Highlander says, ultimate dad joke right here. Where do you take a sick kangaroo? To the hospital. Oh, 1 minute. Buddha Cat says, how's it, mate? I'm a relatively new fan from South Africa. Really enjoy your stuff. Thanks for keeping us busy at home. I'm doing great. Things are going well, and it's good to have you all the way from South Africa on the program today. Laurie says, almost there, Ox. Hang in there. I know. We're almost there. Then we can finally play Half-Life Alyx. So when it comes time to play Half-Life Alyx, I won't be able to see the chat quite as much because, you know, I got a headset on, but I'll do my best to check into the chat every now and then, okay? Kristen Smith says, bah, imposter sheep squatch voice. We just won't get into that, will we? No, we already know that story. Wow, that was a racy moment for Bethesda. Hey, it's 8. All right, time to play some Half-Life Alyx. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said at the beginning of the program, I'm going to end the broadcast. It's going to look like I'm offline, and I am offline, but I'm only going to be offline for a few minutes while I get my headset on, while I swap out the thumbnail, while I move my furniture a little bit. So hang in there. We're going to get into some Half-Life Alyx. I'll be back in just a few minutes, probably 5 minutes or so, okay? So be right back. It's going to be a blast, and I'll see you all very soon. All right? All right.